Hey guys, backyard farmer Pat here. I just went into the backyard and harvested a ton of sweet potato vines. I tell you guys all the time how packed in nutrient this is, and when other greens are completely stopped growing because of the heat, the sweet potato vines keep growing and growing and growing. I can't get enough of them. And it's dual purpose. I pick the vines and I cut the leaves off to eat, but I'm also going to replant these vines, so I'm going to get even more sweet potato. Alright, so just thoroughly wash this. I'm going to cut this up now and stir fry, and I'll have a delicious stir fry in no time. Alright, so I've washed it thoroughly. As you go through, look to see if there are any leaves that have any damage. Like, you know, of course you're gonna wash it thoroughly to make sure that there are no worms in there, no lizards, no little baby lizards. You definitely don't want to cook a baby lizard. So I've washed it thoroughly, and I've also decided this time to remove the stems of each leaf. The reason is, you don't have to, but the reason is the stems take a longer time to cook, so you can do one of two things. You can start the stems first, and then add the leaves towards the end. Also, if there are any leaves that are kind of yellow, and this one isn't really yellow but slightly yellow, sometimes I take those older leaves out. But because my sweet potato vine is super healthy, all the leaves are really great. I've added like a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. You can use whichever oil you choose to. This is what I'm using, extra virgin olive oil, and you keep it on a medium fire. Right, you want to make sure it's hot. Then to that I'm gonna add some onions, and you know, you add what you feel like adding. I'm adding some onions, some garlic, and scotch bonnet, and my hands are clean, and I'm doing this, trying to videotape this while using one hand. Right, so I'm gonna add this in, and as soon as this becomes translucent, as soon as the garlic and the onions start to become a little bit translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and add my greens. So guys, this is really super healthy. I talk all the time to you guys about how healthy sweet potato leaves are, and this is really, really awesome. It's just so many uses to this. Another way I love to have my sweet potato vines is in my morning shake. I'm adding tons of vitamins just by adding this to my morning shake. If you want to use this as a salad, it's better to use the very young leaves. These are the youngest leaves are the most tender, so these are better for salad. If you go for like the really big leaves, they would be a little bit coarser in salad. Some people don't mind it, but if you're gonna have them raw in a salad, I'd have the younger leaves. Of course, if you're gonna have it in a shake or if you're gonna cook it, all the leaves are great. Alright, so cooking this down a little bit more, and that's the reason I'm cooking it a little bit more before I add it, is because these leaves are gonna cook really, really quickly, and I personally don't like to bite down on raw onions when I'm eating greens, so I'm gonna make sure that this is slightly translucent. Also, the scotch bonnet isn't necessary. You can use any kind of pepper you want, or you don't have to use any pepper. If you love tomatoes, you can add tomatoes. I do have some tomatoes in the garden, but I'm just doing this really quick. I just want some simple greens to eat with my chicken. I have chicken and I have some leftover fried fish. And, you know, we don't have any other greens in the house, so I'm cooking this today. I actually have a lot of longevity spinach in the garden also, that I'll probably also cook in the same way, just to have variety. Today I'm having my sweet potato vines, and tomorrow it will be my longevity spinach. Okay, it's caramelized, ready for my my greens. At this point, you can add whatever seasonings you want. If you want to add just salt and black pepper and garlic, you can. You can add whatever seasonings, however you make your greens, you can make it, you can use it, the same things. These have a pretty mild flavor, so it basically sucks up the flavor of whatever you're going to put on it. I personally enjoy Asian sauces, and this is vegan oyster sauce, oyster flavored sauce, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to use maybe a tablespoon. With these sauces, they can be a little bit salty, so it's better to add a little bit and wait before you add any more. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon. I'm going to stir this in, add a little bit of water, and then cover it up for this, like for a few minutes for it to steam down. So let me get some hot water to add to this, then cover it. Well, I snooze, I lose. So I walked away for 20 minutes, came back, and I should have taken a video before, but my husband and my son got to it already. So here is what the greens look like. What I did was I added a couple tablespoons of water and steamed it down. And I guess they came out good because my husband gobbled it up and my son is actually here to get seconds. So I'm gonna taste it and let you know. It's very, very good. I did a little splash of sea salt in it also, since I used a very small amount of oyster sauce. Of course, if you're going to use the oyster sauce or soy sauce, I have to be very careful with the salt content. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to go enjoy my lunch now. Go ahead and try eating your sweet potato greens today. You don't have to wait for the sweet potatoes to be ready. You can enjoy the greens while the sweet potatoes grow underground. And for the vines, I just added them to a jug of water, rested it on my patio. In days, this will generate roots. So then I can take the vines that will then have roots and plant them throughout my garden, especially around my chicken coop. I find that this way is a little bit easier. You can plant them directly into the ground as is now. However, all the leaves will die back and then it takes a little while to generate. So I find that it works better for me when I give it a few days to generate the roots and then transplant. That way the greens stay green and they just continue growing. Hey guys, I almost forgot. So it's been about a week since I cut those vines and I stuck them on my patio in this jar of water. And guys, in just like a week, look at how many roots there are. And you can see even the vines above the water are trying to sprout roots. Look at that, sprouting roots even above the water. So this is just ready now. This is fully ready to go into the garden. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant these out, probably around the chicken coop. Plant these out so that they can enjoy the vines. Plus, I think the potatoes will really benefit from being close to the chickens. Anyway, that's it.